This video is sponsored by Squarespace. You can build your own beautiful website or online store with this all-in-one platform. Hi everyone, in this video I wanted to talk about my career, I guess, and my relationship with my career and the ways I used to think about it and the ways I think about it now. And I've been struggling to come up with a name for this video because I don't really know how to word it without it sounding like really dramatic or like clickbait, or I don't really know. But basically I want to talk about how I overcame being like almost ashamed or embarrassed of my YouTube channel and my art and everything that I do, and how I've like come to accept it and be more confident in what I do. So I'll kind of explain what I mean by that. So I started my YouTube channel in grade 9 and I was really excited to make videos, but I didn't really want anybody to see it. I think at the very beginning I was kind of like, I didn't really mind if people saw it, but then eventually I started to really want to hide it from my friends, and I didn't want to ever have it open at school. I didn't want anybody to know. I didn't want anybody in person to watch my videos and to talk to me about my videos. And also in the beginning I didn't do any voiceover, so it was just my art. And I think once I started to do voiceover, I got really like embarrassed that my own voice was like on YouTube, and I think at this point I had like under 10,000 subscribers. I think by the end of high school I had like 10,000 or a little more. But I would hide my channel from my friends at school, and I would just never talk about this part of my life. And it was such a big part of my life. And because I wanted it to become bigger, I wanted to grow my channel. And I was like, what if I can make money from my channel? This would be pretty cool. But I didn't want to say that to anybody because then they would think that I was like delusional. And I don't know, there's a lot of like self-imposed like shame associated with my channel. And I was thinking about this the other day, like how scared I would be if anybody brought up YouTube, if I accidentally, like I remember one time in class, I like brought my laptop to school and I forgot to change my desktop background, which was like one of my art pieces, and I remember like someone saw it and I was like, oh my gosh, and I had to like change it so quickly because I didn't want to like explain anything. It was like I was like undercover, not that I thought people would care, but it was just this like huge embarrassing thing for me, and I don't know why, because it's not like I wasn't proud of my channel. I mean, looking back, I'm not proud of I'm proud of the work I did, but I'm not like, you know, proud of those videos because they're really old and outdated, and I've improved a lot since then. But I remember I would even make a second account on my computer so that if I brought it to school, I would just log on to this like school account so that none of my files would be there, none of my video editing, because that's where I did all my work. So I would just like not log into my regular account and use like a second account so that no one would see anything. And I didn't want anybody to know, but at the same time, I wanted lots of strangers to see my videos. It's like I wanted it to be this private thing that like only people on the internet would see. Another thing that I was afraid of was that if people like found my channel and knew I was like shy about it, they would play it out loud to try to like embarrass me. I don't know if anyone actually would have done that, but it was a huge fear of mine. And this fear almost came true in college, but I'll explain that. Oh, I can explain it now. I was like kind of becoming like more confident in everything and like accepting my career and like what I do for work. And my teacher started to Google like how to make a sketchbook because we were going to start making sketchbooks. And I saw my like video appear in the search result and I was like, please don't click on it. Please don't click on it. Please don't click on it, please. And she didn't click on it, but I was like, this is my biggest fear come to life. I was so scared. And my friends were like, they knew, they could see it. And like, not really like everybody knew, but I don't know. At that point, I had like 400,000 subscribers, so my videos would show up when you search for stuff like that. Now I'd just like to take a quick break to thank this video's sponsor, which is Squarespace. Squarespace is an all-in-one platform to build your own online presence. This can be anywhere from a website, a portfolio, you can even do an online store, a blog, any type of digital space curated specifically for your needs. Something that's very useful to me are their portfolios and galleries because my type of work is very image-based and it's important to have them displayed cleanly beside each other, and Squarespace makes this easy with their automatic image scaling. Something I also started doing when I was trying to build my online presence was connect all my social media accounts together and create more social media accounts, and Squarespace makes it easy to link everything together on your website. So you can link off to your Twitter, your YouTube, Instagram, all types of stuff. You just paste your link and they automatically put the icon there for you so people who visit your site will know where else to find you. They have tons of templates to choose from, and whatever your passion project may be, they're bound to have something that will suit your needs, and if not, you can completely customize it as well. I'm currently still in the process of redoing my website and updating it with all of my latest art creations from the last year, and Squarespace is making it very easy to drop all my images in and just build my site pretty quickly. If you would like to create your own website with Squarespace, head to squarespace.com for a free trial. When you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/JelArts for 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Thanks to Squarespace for sponsoring this video, and on to the rest of the video. Going back to high school, I was like so terrified. I was like ashamed, and I remember like I don't know if ashamed is the right word, but I was like so embarrassed and scared, like I was going to be found out. I was going to be caught. But there came a time where I kind of wanted my friends to know, and I didn't know how to like bring it up because I just thought it would like help me like not be so like weird about it. I also remember like I think I like let it slip once, and then as soon as like I let it slip, I went and like audio swapped all my videos that had a voiceover on them, and because I was so like embarrassed about my voice being there. So if I thought like some people might be able to find it, so I like went and changed my voice on all the videos, which is kind of sad to think about that I went through and like audio swapped and just like erased all that work. That's how like scared I was. But once I actually wanted to tell my friends, I didn't really know what to say, but I think my mom brought it up or something. And they found out and they were like, "Whoa, this is so cool." And I was like, "Is it? It's cool? Okay." It's not that I thought they wouldn't think it was cool. I was just so uncomfortable with like people seeing like all this stuff that I like uploaded and like me drawing and talking, and like it was like, "Oh, don't watch my videos in front of me." But after that, I was like, okay, like this is a thing. It's just like big part of my life. I've been doing it since grade 9, since 2013. Almost 10 years. What? So after that, I took a year off high school and I focused on my channel, and there was a lot of like self-doubt during this time. I would have like a lot of like, I don't want to call it breakdowns, but I would have days where I just felt so like an imposter, and like I don't know what I'm doing. Like I don't feel like I should deserve to have this time to work on my channel, because like what if like it doesn't go anywhere, and like I felt like guilty for not having like a real job. But it was a real job. It was becoming a real job, because I remember my first check for $100. I was like, whoa, I made $100. And then I made $500, and then I made $700, and then it went over $1,000, and I was like, whoa, this could actually be a thing. And it's weird that when the money starts to come in, that's when people start to like accept it as being an actual thing, which is true, because like if you want to sustain yourself, you need to make money from what you do. So once that started to happen, I think that's when I felt like, okay, this is becoming like a thing now. This might be viable for what I do. I didn't really want to like jinx it or say anything out loud, but I was like, I think I can keep growing and turn this into something that I like had wanted to turn it into for so long. And I started getting so many subscribers so quickly. My videos started to do really well. Some of them would hit like, some of them from that time are like past the 3 million views mark, and they still get tons of views to this day, because I just had a lot of like random viral videos at that time. Not viral in the sense of like all of YouTube, but viral in my like niche of doing art. So I started to feel more secure about everything, and I started to not really feel that like embarrassed feeling. And I got really used to hearing my own voice, and I didn't care if my parents or anybody like watched my videos in front of me. I mean, I'm still a little weird about it. I don't really want people to watch videos in front of me, but it's not to the point where I have to like leave or like talk over the video. Like, I used to be so embarrassed, but now I feel like I'm pretty comfortable with it. But the thing that I'm not comfortable with is explaining my job to other people, because I've only just recently like fully accepted what I do, and I feel like it's like a day-by-day journey of me like taking myself more seriously. And I feel like the more I take myself seriously, the more other people take me seriously. And I always have that like imposter syndrome feeling when I'm like, say, at a party or like a dinner, and everyone's talking about their like jobs and that they went to school for, got a degree. I mean, I got a degree, but for illustration. And I can't relate to other people who have like those 9-to-5 office jobs that like it's so easy for them to explain, like, oh yeah, I'm an accountant and I do this and I work here and this is what I like about it and this is what I don't like about it. And I'm like, that's so easy to explain. And then people ask me, so what do you do? That question like fills me with fear. Like, oh, what do you do? Oh, I heard you have like a YouTube channel. That's like the question that like triggers my fight or flight, because I don't know how to explain myself. I don't know how to communicate to people that this is my full-time job and I'm doing well. You don't have to worry about me struggling financially. I used to just like say like, oh, I do YouTube, but like right now I'm in school. I'm getting a degree for illustration. Then I might find some clients and do art for them and stuff. That was like an easy go-to, like, oh, I'm in school right now, I'm a student. But once I graduated, people are asking me, you know, what do you do? Like, what is it that you do? And the way some people phrase it, I don't think they mean for it to sound like, I don't think they mean it to sound the way that it sounds, but sometimes people will be like, so is YouTube just what you're doing now? Is this just this is just what you're doing? Or do you want to get like clients and work for a place or like work for like a design firm? Or like people think that graphic design is the same as what I do. And it's almost like they think that what I'm doing now is like not good enough and I need to be like working at a place doing art there, and that is somehow more successful, when like being self-employed to me is just as successful. But I don't think they mean it to sound the way that it sounds sometimes. I think it just comes from a place of not like genuine curiosity of like, what are the options in your career field? Like, do you want to draw for people eventually? Is that the end goal? Like, they make it sound as if that's like the place you want to get to. Where to me, the place you want to get to is making money with your art. Like, for me, my ideal career is to be totally self-employed and to do my own thing and have people like it and sustain myself off of that and not have to work for anyone else. Like, I feel like being in control of everything and being my own boss is like my ideal career, and so far I've been doing that. But it is very hard for me to like explain myself, and I'll try to explain myself now. So like if someone asked me like, this is what I would say, I'd be like, oh, so I have a YouTube channel where I post videos, but then I also have a Patreon where people can pledge monthly, and then I send them things and give them like podcasts and stuff. And I also have an online store, and I do like brand deals and all that kind of stuff. And everything kind of all comes together that way. Okay, that wasn't a very good explanation, but basically, like, I have many different streams of revenue, and I can't just explain only one of them. Like, you have to have the full picture. So I feel like if people ask what I do, I have to talk so much just to like, for them to fully get the picture. And whenever I mention the store, I think they assume that like, oh, that's where you make all the money. But it's really like a 3-way split between YouTube, Patreon, my store, even a 4-way split. The sponsorships, YouTube, Patreon, my store, I even have Amazon affiliate links, which helps too. There's so much that goes into it, and it's so hard to explain that, like, whenever someone asks me, I just like dread that question. I remember when I started to like do a lot of work for YouTube and started to like accept that as my thing and really put time into it. It took me so long to even feel comfortable calling it working. Like, oh, I have to work. Then people would be like, oh, I would worry that people would think that I'm like delusional in calling it working. But I don't think anyone thought that. It's just like my own insecurities that make me feel this way. Like everything is totally self-inflicted, and I know that. Because there's some people who are just like they seem so confident in what they do and they can explain it so well. Maybe they feel the same way I do. And the only thing that makes me feel like unconfident, that's like an external force, is when people like don't seem to understand what I do, and then I take that to mean like, oh, so you think that I think I'm working, but I'm really not working, and like I'm not actually, like, I don't have a real job. Like the people who don't think it's a real job. And I feel like when I can't explain it properly, I'm like contributing to the stigma of like you can't make it as an artist. Because when people just say like, oh, she's an artist, then it's like, oh, okay, so you're like, you know, an artist. But it's not really an artist. I'm like a content creator, I guess. Like I'm like it is very hard to describe. Both of them come with their own separate sort of stigmas, I guess. So basically, overcoming my own insecurities about my job has taken a lot of time and a lot of like personal growth. And I think as I grow everything, I start to become more confident in myself. And also my family and friends and stuff like hyping me up and being like, whoa, that's so cool. Oh my gosh, this is so impressive. All that kind of stuff. It kind of helps me with my own confidence, I guess, when other people, like outside sources, are like almost like validating what I do. And not to say that you like need other people's validation, but it definitely helps. It always helps to have supportive like friends and family and stuff like that. And I also hope over time I can come up with like a fast sort of like elevator pitch way to explain what I do, but there's always like so many questions. No matter how fast I explain something, there's a lot of questions that go with it. So I hope this was kind of interesting to hear like how insecure I used to be and how I'm way more secure than I was, but still insecure when it comes to explaining my job to other people. But with myself, I feel like I am a lot more secure with like working and giving myself time to work and treating it like an actual job. But when it comes to other people, that's where I still kind of struggle, where I feel like people are indirectly saying like, oh, do you have a real job? When are you going to get a real job? But I don't really think people mean to say that, and I don't think they are necessarily saying that. But I'm always afraid that someone's going to say that. That's my problem. But I hope this was interesting. I hope you enjoyed seeing what I'm drawing. I used oil pastels for the first time in so long, since like elementary school, and I definitely messed up a few of them, but I hope to find a rhythm with incorporating them into my mixed media sketching, because I really like the way they look. They are very messy though, which I don't like. I'm excited to continue to try them. Also, make sure to check out my Patreon if you want to get some monthly goodies mailed to you. There's also tons of sketchbook scans, podcast newsletters. There's a huge backlog of content over there that you can check out if you pledge. So thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you in my next video.